Hello, and welcome to Rock Your Block, where we outreach and highlight community impact. I'm your host, Larry Laws. On today's segment of First Home Alliance, you will meet the Cratch family. Our guests are truly unique and special members in our community. First off, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you a friend and a brother in arms. He's a combat disabled military veteran, U.S. Army retired Sergeant First Class, and comrade at the American Legion Post 114 in Manassas, Virginia. He is the founder of a nonprofit agency in New Jersey, and he serves on the board of directors on most nonprofits in the local area. Currently, he serves as secretary on the First Home Alliance board of directors. It is an honor and pleasure to introduce to you my comrade and first-time homebuyer, Mr. Adrian Cratch. Duwan, welcome to our show.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Yes. Well, to get things kicked off, Duwan, I want you to just tell the audience a little bit about you.
Larry, thank you for inviting me. As you know, I am a veteran, 23 years Army. After retirement, I chose to continue to serve the communities that I've lived in. Like I said, I'm sit on the board as a corporate compliance officer and co-owner for mental health substance abuse clinics in the state of New Jersey. We also help the homeless veterans as well. I live here in the state of Virginia, where I serve on the board, once again, helping veterans, retired veterans, and veterans that have probably moved on or deceased or whatever the case may be with the American Legion. And also, once again, helping, again, with First Home Alliance. I hope, things get along with our board meetings with on a secretarial level. And I'm a first-time home buyer.
Yeah, well, super. I'm glad you made that journey, and I appreciate being a part of that journey.
Yeah.
But I see that we got to when I mentioned about being a brother and brother in arms as well. And so, when did you join the military?
I came in the military in 2005.
It's been that long.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
2005. So that's probably when you retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, not 2005. I mean 89.
In the 80s. In the 80s. Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from the state of New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. And what was it like there? Why did you where are you? Tell me a little bit about where you're from.
Well, being raised in Newark, New Jersey during that time was some very trying times with crime and a lot of poverty and so on and such things like that. Graduated from East Orange High School. Just graduated from there. I attended Kane College University for a couple of semesters, and I realized this just wasn't going to be a lifestyle for me. Yeah. So I wanted to do what I felt most good about, is helping others. So I joined the military, and I was able to see the world.
Yes. And so, how was the family life? I mean, didn't they have a position for you at a local business there that you could just move out of high school, go to junior college, and move into an executive position? You didn't have those arrangements?
No, that wasn't available for us. If you can Google Newark, New Jersey back in the 80s, you'd know why it was no brainer to get up out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, what was some of the things you did when you was in high school?
Well, when I was high school, I played football freshman year. 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, didn't do much. I just hung out and, was barely kind of getting by, what I mean? So, but when 12th grade came, I decided I did want to go to college. Like I said, I attended the University of Kane College in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Then I realized, college wasn't the thing for me either. So the military was the best choice for me then. So.
Okay. And so was you recruited, or is this something you went seeking, or it came to you?
It was time for me to leave the state of New Jersey, and the military was the best and the easiest way out.
Okay. I hear you. Yes. So is that a small town?
No. New Jersey is heavily populated. And it's from the Essex County. It's pretty heavily populated. Yeah. So
was there opportunities there? I mean, there
are opportunities everywhere you go, but it all depends on what you're seeking.
Okay.
They weren't willing to give me what I wanted, and I just feel real passionate about helping people. That's been my thing my entire life, pretty much. I'm a people person. I like to help people. I like to be there for people in need.
Yes. So. Well, I traveled a little bit when I was in as well. It's been a service and active duty, but we travel. And at one time, I was in a situation where we go down and we meet, young soldiers. I was Army, so we had soldiers. But young servicemen, and a lot of them had similar answers as to why did they join. Yeah. So why did you choose the Army, and why did you choose to serve?
Yeah. Well, once again, I was around a lot of sick people. I grew up. My grandparents raised me. I was around a lot of older people. The need to help people was just always embedded in me. I think I was born to be, the helper of the world. So I chose the military. Once again, that was my driving force about going into the military. And the Army wasn't my first choice. Air Force was my first choice. But they wanted me to wait a little bit longer than I was willing to wait.
Okay.
I was ready to go immediately. And the Army said, we can get you out of here in 15 days. I said, show me where the bus station is.
Sign me up, right? Yeah. And so, when you come in, you have a choice of duty assignments, based on tests and things like that. But not only assignments, but your MOS, military occupational specialty. Did you get the choices that you really enjoyed, choosing from?
They gave me quite a few choices, and the one that stuck out the most to me was artillery. They showed me this big old tank sitting in the middle of a green grass pasture.
Oh boy.
Birds were chirping, everything was nice, and lo and behold, when I arrived in Lawton, Oklahoma, that was not the scenario. It was muddy, it was raining, it was sleeting, every worst situation you could think of. And boy, I was really mad at the recruiter, for misleading me.
Oh yeah,
with that pretty
picture,
video. But 23 years later, here I am.
Yeah, and so you had an opportunity, I guess, travel a little bit.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time, and most of my time was in Fort Bragg. Well, to begin with, I went straight to Germany. I was in Bamberg, Germany.
Okay.
At Bamberg, Germany, came to Fort Bragg, stayed at Fort Bragg for 17 years. In between those 17 years, I served in Korea. In between those 17 years, I served in Afghanistan. I served in Iraq. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Out of those choice assignments, probably assignments rather than deployments, what was some of the best, or what was one of your better assignments?
And a lot of people ask me. I was just asked that question just the other day, and I told everybody, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. The mountains. Unfortunately, it was a combat zone and a lot of misunderstanding. But I really enjoyed the place. I enjoyed the people.
Okay.
I enjoyed the kindness that I received from the people that I was there to assist and help.
Right.
But it was great.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. Yes. Now, what was some I asked you about the enjoyment. What were some of the maybe tougher situations, challenges during your military career?
During my military career, the toughest thing with me was really leaving home, and leaving behind, 3 children at the time. And every time I would come back, because I deployed quite a bit since 9/11. Every time I come back, one was a little older, one was maybe about to get married, and it's like, do they remember me? So the toughest part about was leaving and coming back and hoping that the love was still there and that I can pick up where I left off at.
All right. Yes. Well, you did that, and you experienced that during the time that you were in, knowing that you were being separated from the family. That's something you signed up for that. Yeah. But now you're out of the service, and you choose to actually help those that maybe still dealing with some challenges while in, or maybe dealing with challenges outside. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your service with the American Legion Post 114.
Yeah, American Legion Post 114 was it kind of fell in my lap, and I met, guys like yourself and other veterans here in the Northern Virginia area, and I really wasn't doing a whole lot in the community. So it was the perfect opportunity for me to give back to the soldiers that served, just like myself, and just be a part of the community where we all serve and live and return back to home. That's what the American Legion is all about.
Yes. Okay, and I know we probably don't have a lot of time to get into that home ownership, but we will. If we don't do it on this series, I would like to definitely invite you back. Yeah. But also, you serve on a number of boards. Yeah. What gives you that energy and that drive to actually really, you serve on the board, you don't get paid. No. And so what gives you that energy, that drive to go out and volunteer?
Once again, it's all about the people. With me, it's always been hearts and minds. It's always the hearts and minds, and sometimes you have to give back what was given to you, and so that's why I do what I do, pro bono.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And if you had a message, I guess, to give to some young person that was in New Jersey, or whether it's an urban area, rural area, but looking, for some options, maybe where they are in their life, or maturity-wise, geographic, and they need to make some choices. What would you tell them about an option in the military?
I say, like I was told, don't be afraid to spread your wings like an eagle, and just get out there and see the world. Don't get stuck in one place and never had the opportunity to see what's on the other side of the bridge or the other side of the ocean. I've seen it all, and trust me, you will enjoy it, you'll love it, and you'll appreciate that you made that opportunity to change your life and see something different.
Yeah, and so next time we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the home ownership.
Okay.
But I understand, what loan did you use to actually purchase your home?
VA, all the way.
And why did you choose the VA?
One of the choices was no down payment. Mm-hmm. My wife was a realtor, so closing costs was pretty, no brainer.
Yes.
Yeah, so VA was always it was new to me also, so that was the first thing that was introduced to me. Sounded like a great idea. I hadn't put no money down, so.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you, it's not something that was necessarily owed to you. It's something that you earned and that you deserve. Yeah. And do you have any parting words that would you like to say to our community?
Hey. I think we said enough.
You think you said enough? Well, Duwan, I want to tell you thank you for coming onto the show.
I appreciate
And I look
you.
forward to our next time. And also would like to invite you out to maybe one of our annual events so you can come out and present your testimony to a live audience.
Looking forward to it. Thank you for inviting me.
All right, thank you.
All right.
It has been a pleasure sharing with you this dynamic story and also this dynamic duo that we're going to introduce you to, the Cratch family. It is two main characters, and after the break, you're going to meet the other half. Before we go, I would like to remind you that First Home Alliance is a HUD-approved housing counseling agency. If you're a first-time home buyer or a renter, a homeowner seeking housing stability assistance, please visit the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development website to find a HUD-approved agency in your area. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
With First Home Alliance. A little bit about First Home Alliance. We are a HUD-approved housing counseling agency that was established in 2002 by our Executive Director, Larry Laws. He established the nonprofit. He established it because his mother purchased her first home at the age of 65. And everyone was like, how did you do that? Because her income was really low. And so that's how he found out about the USDA program. And so through the USDA program, his mother was able to purchase her first home and intrigued him to see how he can help individuals basically experience the American dream of homeownership. So he established the nonprofit. Mission is to increase home ownership to low to moderate income families. And so what does First Home Alliance do?
Welcome back. I'm your host, Larry Laws of First Home Alliance. And if you're just now tuning in, we're joined today with the Cratch family. Before the break, you met Mr. Adrian Cratch, a distinguished military veteran. Now you will meet the other half. Some may say the better half, but I'll let you judge. I'll let you be the judge of that. Now I have a pleasure of introducing to you an inspiring young lady that wears many hats. She's energetic, smart, and a real estate professional licensed in the state of Virginia. She is a mom, wife, entrepreneur, and licensed extratrician. She spent 20 years in corporate America as one of the top key account executives, but always had dreams of becoming an entrepreneur. She knew that by becoming a business owner would allow her to transition out of corporate America. Showing women how to take care of their bodies is something she has done for a long time, ever since she was a young girl. Please welcome to this show our next guest, Mrs. Adrian Cratch. Wanted to get that right, Adrian.
Thank you so much, Larry.
Yeah. Well, thank you and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, well, Adrian, we're going to get this thing started. And so why don't you tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Adrian Cratch. I am the wife of Duwan Cratch, a wounded warrior. I'm also a licensed esthetician and a real estate agent in Virginia.
All right, well, we're going to see if we can get to our audience to know about you and all those hats that you wear.
Okay.
Because I don't understand a lot of it. One thing I do know that you talked about young girls.
Yes.
So tell us where you're from. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina. Well, I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina. So I always wanted to become an esthetician. Like I was always into the skin care, the health of the skin, and those types of things. However, it's a very small area, and when I graduated from high school and I went to the school, I was told actually by the owner that there wasn't really an industry for African American women.
Okay.
So I just kind of gave up on it at that point. But once my husband became a wounded warrior, I went back to school, and then I became an esthetician.
Okay, yes. And so tell us about that. And so you've been married for a number of years now. And so how did you meet this wounded warrior?
Well, he wasn't a wounded warrior when I met him.
Oh, he wasn't?
No.
They don't just enlist and enroll and they're wounded.
No.
And so how did you meet him?
So we met actually doing business together, and we were friends for years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so how is it if I want our audience to understand, about being a military veteran spouse. And so some may view it as, some stories they've seen on TV, but you want you to tell us about, being a spouse. Because in the military, we like to say spouse.
Yes.
Others may say partners and things, but we call them the military spouse.
Yes.
So give us a little bit about, living with a wounded warrior.
Well, I mean, you have day-to-day challenges. I am his caregiver, so I have gone through programs that help me to deal with different mindsets or moods that he may go through, and how to respond. And then if it's a crisis, then I know how to respond to him in a crisis.
Yes, and some really, they see military spouses as some, person is very not solid. They cannot do things on their own. Maybe can't balance the expenses and things like that. That they always need this big military guy there, and this big military guy is always there, and he's taking care of business. But what are some of the things as a caregiver? I mean, some of us may not know what a caregiver is. We heard the name, but the veterans basically have a caregiver status. And so tell us a little bit more about that.
So my husband has had traumatic experiences from being in the military. So as his caregiver, and he's 100% disabled. So as his caregiver, I need to know triggers or things that may have affected him, as far as like the wars and everything. It comes back to them at certain times, usually around the holidays. Just knowing how to respond and how to assist him, getting him to his doctor's appointments, and encouraging him on a daily basis.
Yes. Well, I really appreciate that, by being a brother in arms, that you're there, and and it takes a strong person. So with that, and then you got this other hat, you're a real estate agent?
I'm a real estate agent and a licensed esthetician.
You go ahead still. I mean, I don't know if we got enough time on the show for you to tell me about this esthetician.
Okay.
Because I thought taking care of a body was like sanding things down. You know how you do body work on a car?
Yeah.
You plug it and you patch it up and you sand it out.
That's
you do all
what
that?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you paint it and put some gloss on it and stuff like
That's
that?
exactly what I do.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Just different equipment, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what I do.
That's really.
Yes.
Well, explain it to me a little bit.
Okay, so as a licensed esthetician, I basically work below a dermatologist.
Okay.
So I treat women's skin, the health of their skin. So it's a whole process as a woman.
You put Vaseline on the skin?
No, no Vaseline.
Baby oil?
No.
What do you put on the skin?
Professional products to produce a glow,
Couldn't
a
guess
natural
that.
glow,
Okay.
beautiful skin. And then also I do body sculpting. So, and I also train women how to get their own businesses started doing body sculpting. So with the body sculpting, I can reduce fat in targeted areas of your body. If you have a belly, I can get rid of it. If you would like to enhance your buttocks, then I'm able to do that also.
Okay.
I can reduce the fat under your arms, under your chin, all of those things.
Wow. Okay. And so this was training involved in this. You didn't just pick this up out of a magazine
No.
or something, right?
No.
Yeah. So how much training is involved?
So as far as the esthetician school?
Yes.
So esthetician school is like a year, or you can complete it in 6 months. And I did it in 6 months.
Okay. So I told him that you was, I was going to use the word fast, but you're smart and energetic, you know? You
Thank
set goals
you.
and you achieve those.
Thank you.
Yes. And likewise, you're a licensed real estate agent. And
Yes, I
understand
am.
You've been licensed for a number of years.
Yes, I've been licensed in Virginia for 3 years, and I loved it. But I really like the other side of my business more than I do the real estate side. So I like helping people to get their own business and, you know, helping them to achieve their goals. Real estate is a very trying, and it takes a lot of patience.
Correct.
And I don't have the patience, really. But I did step back in so that we could purchase our home.
Yes, and also I know that you are a member of an organization, Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals,
Yes.
also known as VA Rep.
Yes.
And so tell me, why are you a member of that organization?
Because I wanted to help veterans with financial literacy. So wanted to be able to help them understand that they can use their VA benefits and to advocate for them and let them know how to use their benefits, because I think that it should really be instilled when they leave the military or while they're in the military. I think they should be able to I think they should be taught how to become homeowners, because that's the greatest thing that you could do, you know, on this earth, is to own real estate.
That's correct. Yes, and I think so too. And Adrian, I really appreciate you coming on today, and I'm going to invite you back, you and Duwan, and also would like to invite you out sometime in person to share your story with our community in person live.
Thank you so much. I would love to do that.
Yes, and so I know you have a lot of things going on, but can you tell our audience how they can get more information about what you're doing and follow you?
So my name is Adrian Cratch, and you can follow me on Instagram at DMV_body_sculpting. And also you can check me out on Facebook under Adrian Cratch. And let me see my other platforms. Right now my website is under construction, but normally you would be able to reach me on that. But the best way to get in touch with me would be through Instagram. And that's DMV_body_sculpting.
All right. Well, thank you, Adrian, for coming on to the show today.
Thank you.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this interview and getting to know and meeting the Cratch family. We wish them success in their for-profit and nonprofit businesses. We also wish them great success through their journey as homeowners. You can follow Adrian on her social media links below. Now it's time to check our inbox and see how we can help rock your block. This is where we share a recent question sent to us from you, our viewing audience, about financial stability and housing. Today's question comes from Springfield, Virginia. How do I start an emergency savings? Your emergency savings should be about 6 months of your monthly expenses placed in an account that is somewhat liquid and easily accessible for you and your family. It may seem difficult to get started. You must first set the amount and time period to reach the emergency account goal. To start, consider saving your next pay raise rather than spending it. Another option is to place your tax refund into a savings account. Then set up automatic monthly installments until you reach your goal. I'm Larry Laws of First Home Alliance, and it's been a pleasure sharing with you our mission and highlighting the impact of our services. If you have questions about financial fitness, housing stability, or how we can help make your dream of homeownership a success, send your question to our inbox at help@firsthomealliance.org and tune into our next show to see if your question was selected to be shared with our audience. You can easily get more information about our services by visiting us on the web at firsthomealliance.org. Thank you for watching today's segment of First Home Alliance. We look forward to you joining us next time to rock your block.
Glad to know that, some of this stuff about credit and buying houses is written down somewhere. A lot of the times it's always hearsay, like other friends or family members who have bought houses before, but they can never, tell you legit what you need to get done and do before buying a house.
I definitely think this class should be required for all first home buyers because a lot of times the real estate agent doesn't explain the process to you. So I think this is very important.
It's from the credit up to receiving a loan, and the most important thing is the process that you go through when you're buying the house, and there are a lot of process which you don't have idea about that before you take this class.
Speakers who came up and spoke about each section, they were very knowledgeable in their field, and I felt like it was relatable. They didn't just throw out a whole bunch of terms that went over my head, but they really explained it in a way to where I understood it, and I could even explain it to my children, and it was even easier for me to take home and kind of remember and process and apply to my next steps. The process was amazing.
They start first with the class before even finding a lender or agent. So I did all that and I wasn't able to purchase, and then I was like, oh, you know what, there's a lot of information I'm not aware of. Let me just start from the beginning, to put everything on hold. Start from
Piecing the information together, because you've heard things about the loans and about this and about the credit, but this is like a summary, and it just gives a clear flow of where to go with what you have and kind of building up a plan. So that kind of gives me a whole picture of where I needed to go and how to get there.